Alright, hello and welcome back. This will be the last video where we'll be talking about Google Spreadsheets. But this one will cover the troubleshooting of these add-ons. Like most things, there are kinks and there are hiccups that happen in the system, and so hopefully this process will help you kind of find some of those problems and figure out why maybe an email didn't get sent or an event didn't get created or you can't locate the document. The first thing that I want to show you is the locating of specific information. So say you got an email from this automated email situation. You're the approver and you're trying to find the flyer or whatever it was that was uploaded to that submission. What you can do, if you know the name or around when that program proposal was submitted, you can find it that way. And so say I'm looking for an event that Tia created. You can see right there, Tia Nickens, she created a proposal. So we'll come over here and we'll scroll down. And I'm looking for her flyer because I need to print it off. So I'll click right here and I'll click this button. And it'll take me to the flyer. Now, I don't believe this is the flyer that Tia was aiming for. I think she may have just uploaded this to be funny for Heath, but if I were looking for a flyer, this is where it would be. The next thing that I want to show you is how to make sure an email has actually sent. So as you can see right here, based on our email templates, we've got a requester email, an approver email, and a coordinator email that gets automatically sent out. What's happening here? If you look very closely, you can see that each of these things has a specific email in it, and or some data in it, and it'll say that at this time or at this date, at this time, an email was sent from the housing coordinator email to a staff member. I believe, I can't say who that staff member is, but an email was sent to them. As you can see, like our conditions are set up to happen, the approver gets an email all the time. Every time an event proposal is submitted, they get an email. Now, a requester is only going to get an email if that approver has a decision that's been met. So for one of these, you can see a decision has not been approved or met here, and so an email isn't going to get sent to them. But for every instance where an event is approved or denied, the email gets sent off. I'm assuming these aren't being approved or denied, they're just not, anytime it's not going to work out, probably just not denied, or probably just not happening. But that's one of the assumptions you can make based off of the information that's here. But say this was empty, or say potentially that we've got proof here that an email was sent to the approver. We just can't locate that email anymore. You can come in here and delete this email or this cell, and then an email can get sent back to Heath by coming up here to add-ons and then formule and then preview and send all. The same sort of situation can be said for the requester. Say the requester doesn't know if the event is happening or not, and they can't find their email. You can come right over here and select add-ons, preview, and it'll send it all of them. The other housekeeping or the troubleshooting that you want to look at is back here. So the form edit URL and the case number often will disappear, and all you need to do to turn it back on is to come up to add-ons, click formule, setup, choose data, and then it'll take you to that first page where we selected to get the case number and the edit URL. So you'll just want to make sure these are checked. Occasionally, whenever you switch to different email addresses, it'll leave them as unchecked, but you can just check them and it'll log them. And then lastly, anytime any of these fields are not populated, it just means that the document has not merged. And so if you want to merge it, you can come up here, click add-ons, autocrat, and then open and then run through the setup and then you can run it from there. But that's some of the troubleshooting that's here. Again, the rule of thumb is that if a cell is not populated with information from these dialog boxes, it means that it hasn't happened. And if it's supposed to happen, you can come up here and then generate or manually make it run. I won't do it just because Heath will get an email if I do it now. But some other pieces that I want to talk about revolve around where did it go? Right, yes. So if a calendar invite is created, but say you wanted to add specific people to that invite once it's created, you would have to click here and it'll take you to the calendar. And as you can see, we've got quite a bit of programs happening. You'll just click edit the event and then you can add your guests there. Because again, we don't collect the guest list, but if you wanted to invite your floor potentially, you can pull over that list of emails right in here and add them. But that's the troubleshooting for you. It's pretty self-explanatory once you get used to understanding the logic games behind these Google Forms. But once you understand it, it's fairly easy. Again, I want to take us back to our workflow diagram because I think it helps to end where we started, in that we've got a program proposal that's submitted by a staff member, and that just collects some of the basic information that we need to understand if this program is going to be able to happen or not. It also collects some information that we need to create our calendar invites and create our documents that we need to create and send over to purchasing. This form also is all captured in this Google spreadsheet right here. But lastly, and I think what's most important, is understanding that this automated email is sending all this information around. And that's what I think is super vital about this. The other piece that I want to speak about on just really quickly is about how to make all of this secure. So the way that you'll do this, and if I can get back to the specific folder, yes, so if I go to this folder, actually, I'll do it this way. What you'll want to do is click these three dots up here, and it'll take you to the Add Collaborators tab. Now, depending on if your school is a Google school, you may not be able to do this, but you have the ability to edit the access that exists here. If you click Change, we've got it pretty locked down, where only specific people that are this information is shared with has access to edit this. But anyone with the link can submit the form. Similarly, anyone, if we click up here on the shared and click advanced, anyone that has this specifically shared with them can view this information, but you can change it to where anyone on these levels has the ability to look at this information. So if you only wanted people from the University of South Alabama to see it, you could just click it here. More specifically, if you wanted only people within the University of South Alabama with the link to the Google form, they could edit it, but not everyone else. So it's fairly secure if you are concerned about how this information is being stored. And I think, to be fair, Google Forms and Google Spreadsheets, when used externally or on your personal email, might not be so secure. But if you're on a campus that has paid to have the Google Suite, then your responses and data are going to be pretty secure. But that's the end of the Google Spreadsheets tutorials. If you have questions, you can definitely refer back to the earlier videos. Also, feel free to stop and pause throughout the video if you're trying to make this as I go. But thank you for listening. I hope you have a good rest of your training, and hope you enjoy the video. Bye-bye.